Sup, my name is Ryu for TheCouncilNetwork. Welcome to the Daredevil Season 2, Episode 5, Kinbaku episode review. Now, before this episode gets started, I will openly admit this episode was not 100% up there. It was a letdown compared to the first four, because the first four just set the bar so fucking high. And obviously, this has to go a little bit slower to draw us into the relationship between Matt and Elektra and a few other future things. But before we go any further, I actually went back and watched something from Daredevil, from Jessica Jones, that I think may relate to Daredevil, connecting them, because Jessica Jones was name dropped. Oh, it's the Jessica Jones girl. Well, there's something in Jessica Jones that was mentioned. Basically, the people behind the reason that she has super strength, and possibly even why Luke Cage has super strength. Now, this is just a theory. It's not confirmed, and we're only on episode 5, so take it with a grain of salt. I honestly believe the same people who opened the doorway for Jessica Jones are the same people, and the same reason why, I'm going to go into why in a sec, why I'm bringing it up, that is, why Punisher was able to survive the bullet to the brain and actually survive death. Because technically he died for a minute, and then he goes, "Take me home." Now, that was mentioned last episode. The reason I bring it up in this episode review is because Karen is finding out articles from the paper where her friend worked in season 1, the one who died. I can't remember his name. But she's digging through the files looking for the paper of when, Punisher's family were gunned down. So it's just one more clue of bringing the Punisher into the fold of this is basically why. Now, the opening scene is pretty much Matt at this party with Foggy. They broke into the party, and then, of course, Elektra's there. And she's like, "Oh, Matthew, I don't know how I feel about Elektra," the cast member who plays Elektra. I mean, she does it well, but I don't know, the accent's kind of just killing me right now. I'm just gonna forego it and just watch the rest of the episodes, and then at the very last episode I'll talk about how I feel about it more. But obviously her and Matt's relationship were shown on screen that they're pretty much toxic for each other. But she pulls something forth. Now, the big thing here that we're seeing is going to be playing with the Punisher, is that the Punisher basically is going to be going into court, and there's a reason the DEA wants the Punisher so bad. There's something they're covering up, and it was talked about when Karen was looking through the papers. Why wouldn't it be mentioned that this war hero, that this war vet, not be mentioned that his family was gunned down? Why does it seem like such a cover-up? And obviously, the Irish mob, everything that the Punisher went, after the past couple of episodes, were involved in his family's killing. So that basically drives him to do everything. And that's the takeaway from this episode. That's the big part of the episode, besides the introduction to Elektra, which, honestly, this episode is pretty slow when it comes to action. There's hardly any. There's a sex scene where they do each other in the ring. I'm just going to phrase it that way. And there's almost another one where Elektra looked like she was getting off. In the flash, both of these are flashbacks. In the flashback, when freaking they're beating up on Matt's dad's killer, who owns a house that they were partying in, having booze. Am I the only one who felt really awkward when she had the knife to him, eating cheese off him? Like, damn, she's gonna stab you. You're just laying there like, oh yeah, let's talk about our futures and possibility of having. Nothing says I love you like having a knife, eating cheese off your lover's fucking stomach, and pretty much talking about killing things. It's perfect. The Karen and Matt's Daredevil's relationship, love interest thing gets played out a little bit more here. She still doesn't know, but she's falling head over heels for him, and that plays out in this episode, and basically gives him pretty much a perfect moment he can go back to. That's something that he doesn't have, and this episode just pays backstory to him. That's pretty much it, and that's why I said it feels like a letdown. It was cool to see him beat the shit out of his father's killer. And across Of course, not across. Of course, the main takeaway from this episode is that there's this overline about how the Punisher does things and how Daredevil does things. And even in the past, we see this be reflected, and I think it's going to play out for something else in the near future, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Obviously, the end of the episode left on a cliffhanger that Elektra pretty much has the Yakuza coming after her. And if you watch the teaser, it looks like that was Naboo from Season 1. We'll have to see what happens, because there's a lot of things I don't want to say, because we can go back to that god-awful fucking Daredevil movie. I'm calling it god-awful. That god-awful Daredevil movie from like 2002, like 14 years ago. Close to now. And we can take elements from there, but I'm not going to go there. I'm not. I just kind of don't want to talk about that and just talk about this episode. It was still a pretty solid episode. Pacing coming off the first 4 into this was bad. That's what really brings it down. So it's not a bad episode. It just didn't keep my attention as much. So 7.5 out of 10. And that's going to do us for the review. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe for more. The episode 6 review will be going up tomorrow. And I'm actually going to go watch that now and then shoot the review. Thanks for watching as always. If you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe for more. I'm out for now.